How's it going, guys? Welcome to the weed mine. It's a little loud in here as usual, but things have advanced even a little bit more, and if you can't tell, well, the grow tent's gone. All right, I have been rather busy trying to get things fixed up, and let me tell you right off the bat, getting the grow tent out of here without actually moving any of the rigs and just kind of shifting it underneath the racks and everything, I'll just take the rigs out next time. It is stupid. Absolutely stupid. But here's the advantage now. Like the grow tent, the whole idea for it was to try to contain all the heat, have cold air in, hot air coming out, constantly rotate that air out, and it just failed. It just would not work. I still don't know what the issue is, because we do certainly have enough airflow, but for whatever reason, it didn't work. So the grow tent is gone, and as you guys can see, these fans up here are just kind of open and doing their thing. Thankfully, that seems to have fixed a little bit of the issue. It seems like we're getting more heat out, less overheating. Things are just working out better, and you know, I am actually really dumbfounded. It seemed like such a good idea. I've seen many other people do it, air coming in, air going out, blah blah blah, whatever. It just failed. It would not work. Maybe because it was too hot out, maybe because of the environment that I'm in, for whatever reason it wouldn't work, but it's working now. It's working just fine. And the other idea that I had of taking this off, taking this last little section off and then just shooting the air out, creating that turbulence effect where it sucks air in from surrounding areas in, I think that actually has to deal with the amount of airflow that you have pushing out. Like basically with that on, throwing air at it, we're kind of maxing it out so it can't pull more with it. Maybe, maybe not. At some point, I will give that a try and see if I can change the temperature a little bit. But for right now, since it's working well, I am just going to leave it alone. Oh, that brings us to expansion. What are we going to do next? Well, obviously from the issues with the tent and our current temperatures, what we have right now is adequate to take care of what we have. If we expand too much, though, we're going to need even more airflow, and that's kind of the scary thing, because that means these four guys up here are actually going to be obsolete and retired, and they barely even got used. What we're going to end up having to do is basically put massive fans in the wall, one there, kind of like an exhaust, and then put two more over here as intakes, or 4 intakes, 2 on each wall, and then up on the ceiling here, some like whole house fans, like 1 or 2 of those really big ones to pull the air out. The idea is I want to try to get about 40,000 CFM running through this guy. Right now we only have 4,000. That's it, and this is more than adequate. If we get 40,000, that's probably overkill to like an extreme degree, but it'll take care of any future issues, that's for sure. So I don't think that would actually be detrimental, as long as I could do it on the cheap, cost efficient, energy efficient, all the above. We'll see. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to go with that. We have time before I actually start expanding again, but we'll get there. We certainly will get there. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, guys. There's a few other things, like Ethereum, mining Ethereum. Obviously the difficulty bomb basically got reset. Rewards that we're getting are significantly higher. In my case, it's about 25 to 30% more Ethereum for the last couple of days. Really, really nice. It helps increase, you know, the daily earnings enough to pay the electric bill, that's for sure. But the long term of it could be even better. Like, what I'm going to try to do is basically pay for the electric bill without spending the Ethereum, or very little. Try to finagle that a little bit the best that I can, because in the long term Ethereum will eventually recover, but how long it takes we don't know. So what you mine today, let's say every 10 days I earn 1 Ethereum or something like that, right? Well, that 1 Ethereum, right, as of this video, when I was recording, it was a little over 1,200 bucks. But, you know, it's hit 3,000 before, it's hit 4,000 before. It can probably go much higher than that in the long term. Do I hold on to it? Do I do my best to hold on to it, keep mining, even if it's at a loss, even if electricity costs are too high, the amount of Ethereum you get is too low? Do I keep mining in hopes that it goes up even more? I mean, we only have until, at least now, like mid-September to mine this stuff. But the thing is, it'll probably end up getting delayed again. Who the heck knows? They just keep pushing, they just keep kicking the ball down the road. Who knows what the heck's gonna happen? So there's that. I'm thinking, okay, mine, do what I gotta do, and just hope for the best, really. But it's not just me crossing my fingers and, you know, hoping things work out. See, I can do that. And, you know, the price will go up at some point. It will. But how long, who knows? If you have the funds, and this ain't advice, of course, but since I hopefully will have the funds, the idea is to mine as much as I can, pay for your electricity out of pocket, and then once the price goes up, sell it. And what that essentially means is that unsold Ethereum, you haven't taken your gains on it yet. It's just like the stock market. You know, you got stock, it goes up, goes down. You don't realize profit or loss until you actually sell it. So that's what I'm kind of hoping to do. Hold on to it, wait for it to go up, sell it. And in a way, that means that when I was mining, my profits were actually higher than what the current is, if that makes any sense. So what's the next steps after this? Well, we do need to get all that taken care of in regards to airflow, but we're going to have to hunt down some Vega 64s. We need 4 more of those guys to finish off that rig. We got some XFX Raw 2. These are 5700 XTs. I want to get 6 more to go here. That'll finish off that rig. And then where we go from there, don't know. But one thing I do want to point out is you'll notice 2 Suprim X 3090s right there and right there, front and back. Those were in the water-cooled GODLIKE gaming rig inside. Those are no longer inside, obviously. The water-cooled part of that, the SLI setup that I had, I took apart, and I took a 3090 Ti that was there, and I put it in the gaming rig. Why would I do that? Games don't support SLI anymore. So if you're running 3090 SLIs, it's nice to have. You can use it for video rendering and other things. It'll work. But in terms of just gaming, SLI isn't going to show you any kind of benefit. Nothing really measurable. So I took those out. I put a single 3090 Ti in there. I get a little bit better performance out of it. Not much. It's not much of a step over a regular 3090. But overall performance is up. And the 3090 Ti's, at least the EVGA for the Win 3 Ultra Gaming Edition, actually runs pretty cool. The memory, I'll have it mining inside and just on air cooling, and the memory sits around 74, 75, something like that. Perfectly fine. I am okay with this. So what we're going to end up doing is eventually we're going to kind of reorganize all this. I'm going to try making like a wind tunnel effect. We'll see if I can manage that. And eventually everything will start working good. Last thing I want to mention was a weird thing that happened. That fan right there, that one right there, okay, got clogged. Now you might see on the back of these risers, there's a little foam pad here, this guy, and some of them are loose, right? Some of them get so hot that they actually will come off and just flop, right? There's probably a couple just laying around here somewhere, but one of them, when the tent was still up, was creating so much suction, it sucked it right out to the fan and it jammed the fan. It jammed the fan. That one wasn't working, and this is when I started having some like these heating issues and everything, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that was the issue. Because there was no warning or anything saying that that fan wasn't working, and since the duct was on it, it's not like I could look at it and see. I could only feel. And I just happened to catch it when I was taking it off. I was like, wait a minute, I hope that fan isn't fried, and thankfully it didn't cause any damage and everything's working fine. So, oh man, so the next step, finish off a rig, figure out the new airflow system I'm going to design, and then expand even more. We'll catch you in the next video.